what is chemistry, and then also we'll be talking about intrinsic and extrinsic properties of matter. Okay, so what is chemistry? So it is the study of matter, and so matter is the key word here. So matter is just anything that takes up space and has mass. Okay, so if you think of different things maybe around you, such as like your computer, your pencil, anything like that, okay, it takes up space and it has a mass in which we can measure. Okay, so it can be a pure substance or a mixture, and we're going to kind of get into the differences of that as we move through our activity. Okay, it can exist in different states. Okay, so for example, solids, liquid, gases. It has physical and chemical properties, and it can undergo changes. So these changes can be physical or chemical, just depending on the reaction. Okay, so moving on, intrinsic or intensive properties. This should be review from your activity that you completed yesterday. Okay, but they do not change with the amount of matter in a sample. So depending if we have a small amount of a sample or a large amount of a sample, these properties are not going to change. So for example, we have density. So this is just the ratio of mass to volume, and we're going to get a bit more into density here in a bit. It can be the color, hardness, which can be tested with like the scratch test, or brittleness of the material. Temperature, okay, specifically the boiling or melting point. So the boiling and melting point are going to be dependent on the actual substance and not the amount of the substance we have. Okay, electrical conductivity, so the ability to transfer electrical current. The specific heat, so this is the amount of heat a substance absorbs to raise the sample 1 degree Kelvin, okay, which is a temperature degree. And then ductility and fluidity. So ductility is just the ability to be pulled into a wire. And then fluidity or viscosity is just the ability for the substance to flow. Okay, and then on the opposite spectrum, we have extrinsic or extensive properties. And so these are going to change depending on the amount of matter. Okay, so the mass, the volume, and the size. So if we have lots of matter, let's say we have water, and we have lots of matter of water, or lots of the substance, it's going to have a greater mass than if we have a tiny amount. Okay, so it is going to change based on the amount that we have.